Hello there viewer, and welcome to My Wife Hates This Car. In the previous video I started work on fixing and modifying the rear bumper of Paddy, my 1998 Toyota Corolla, as well as changing the colour of his rear spoiler. In this episode I'm carrying on with that work, along with starting on addressing some issues with the rear valance and boot lid of the car. Right here you can see I'm sanding back the filler I applied previously, as I need to shape the bumper. So now I'll hand over to, me. This doesn't look too bad. It's all smoothed off, although that'll be alright. That'll come off. Obviously these bits aren't correct. As you can see, I need a good bit to shave off there actually. So it's too low there, it's too high here. So I'm just gonna attack it with the sander again. That is much better. So just do in there now. Add a bit more there, and then leave it until tomorrow. Trying to check on this. Still a bit damp. I wonder how long it actually takes to go off. Oh, 20 minutes. Sound. It might be an idea to show you the difference now between this material and that. So if you can see without my dirty finger in the way, see how it's dimpled. Okay, so the filler primer, this stuff, you can see it, you can still see the texture, but to the touch that's quite smooth. It is really smooth, as you can see there as well. So we keep knocking it back, but every time we're knocking it back we're only knocking the high points of the texture, leaving the bits in between full of this stuff. So hopefully now with the third coat of this stuff, once that's in, or that's on, we knock that back, and then we can start putting the plastic primer on it, and then you won't see this texture. That's what I've done. That's what I've done for the rear bumper, the front bumper anyway. So that'll work for that. But just wonder what a mustard yellow Corolla would look like. So when again with the sander, that's still a problem, and I created a problem. So that's a bit of the fiberglass there. I'm going to go in with a standing knife on that, I think. Cut that, fill that low. Yeah, just going to cut that off. And sand that a bit, back a bit. It looks alright, I think. Bit rough. But that's what the filler primer's for, which I'm running out of, which is great. Right, so that's had its last coat of filler primer, which is just as well because it's ran out. Did, however, find some of this, which is the same stuff, it's just a different brand, but I'm not going to put it on that anyway. I'm going to sort out this bit, just filled in a little bit there. It ain't going to be perfect, but it's going to be perfect enough for where it is. So yeah, I'm going to leave that to dry. It's got another 10 minutes, I think. So I'm going to go and get a beer. Oh, and I also finished the bit off here. So, well, I've attacked it again, and I think that's not too bad. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, I think I've done too bad. Just don't look too close here. Hope the brackets are strong enough to hold it with the weight of it. Just gonna knock this back now, and then it's time for that. Coat. Sorry, this has had another wet and dry rub down. Only a light one. It's smooth enough now, as far as I'm concerned, for that. It only needs one of those coats of this primer, plastic primer, and then it'll be a case of a top coat and a lacquer. I have the lacquer, but don't have any of the paint of the colour that I want for it. So that's incoming from Amazon, so it'll take another 10 years. But once that's dried off sufficiently, flip it over, paint the underside, and then I can sit in with the ladder until it's ready to be sprayed. that's that side done now. Just let that dry and then wait for the colour to turn up. Right, so I was out the shop today. Bought some of this for the car, not for the bumper. Do you know what I went out for? Wet and dry paper. That's the lightest grade stuff I've got now, which is what, 320. But I've flattened it back. Still see a few little pop marks and stuff, and a little bit of the shadow there. But it's raining tomorrow, and I've already messed this up anyway, because what I should have done is put that on first, then the filler primer. Same with the bit of a spoiler. So I'm annoyed, but now I can just, once that's dried off, I'm going to start flattening this back, put a coat of plastic primer first, then the filler primer can go on. But I'm going to do some stuff with the boot of the car now. Right, so when I was doing it before, you can see little bits of the bodywork that I did put a primer on. I prepped it, was in a rush, but some of the rust is coming back through. Not so much there, but it was along here, different places. Here, this rash, sorry. I think that's just filler primer. Yeah, here is bad, that's bad, that's getting really bad there. It's just surface rust, so that'll come off. Then this bit that I didn't do anything with. So it's the case of prep work at the moment. The first thing I need to do, so I'm taking the wiper motor out, so the boot just wants to throw itself up, is this stuff. Try and get this off. All along there, because the wife, every time she opened it, well, she kept snapping it off. So, and just clean up just clean it all up, and then once the paint all of this myself and along here, do that bit, and then I can just machine polish it, get rid of the lines and the big one. So this is what I noticed underneath the rubber, and it's, well, as you can see there, it's been there a while. Or along there, basically. So what to do? I've been I've been wanting one of these for ages, but couldn't really justify the price. It cost 50 quid. But I've a rule that I only ever buy a tool when I need it, not on the off chance of having it or needing it in the future. So I thought, because of the rust in there, and I'll show you. No, I can't because it's a shit tip. But what I edit something in, whereas basically you got the mounting point for the seat and the sill, and inside on the driver's side in there, it's rusty. So I wanted this because, you know, these are the belts that go on it. That's about all the space I've got. To clean that up. Did not think I'd need it for the Corolla, but here we are. So yeah. So as you can see, because I can't, camera's in the way. Big bit of it broke off because it was just everything. So what I'm going to do now is apply a rust converter on it, then sand it back. No, well, I don't know whether you have to sand it back. I'll do something with it anyway, and then put some primer on it, as well as tidying up the flaky bits here. But I'm not going to use the power file finger blaster sander thing to do that. But yeah, good job. See it on here, just the wet and dry paper and keyed the surface for both this side and that side. Still a bit wet in places, but once that it's dried, be a coat of plastic primer, let it dry, flat it back, then put the filler primer on it. So it's not meant to rain today, so I'm just going to leave this out to dry off properly and cure a little bit better in the sun. So when I finish work, I'll come out and I'll put another wet and dry on that, and then another load of filler primer, and then see how we get on. The primer looks alright here, doesn't it? Then we get to this point. It's ran out. So that's it for another episode. As you can see, the work done in this episode took about 4 hours. Remember, this was over several days under a lockdown, and mostly was done in half an hour or 1 hour stints during lunchtimes I had. The costs are sort of misleading in this episode, given that the power file was bought for both the larder project as well as sorting out the rust issue on Paddy. However, as you can see, consumables like the primer and sandpaper can't be helped. If we weren't in a lockdown, I'd be able to go and shop around for these items. So take these costs as what you'd pay if you were lazy and couldn't be bothered to shop around. Thank you again for watching this video. I hope you found it at least a little helpful if you're planning one of these jobs yourself. Although if you're of the Schadenfreude persuasion, then you'll have found it entertaining as well. Please consider giving this video a like as well as subscribing if you can, as I'm doing a lot more work with this Toyota as well as the larder. Plus, it's nice to know I'm not alone in enjoying these cars for what they are. Take care of yourself, and we'll see each other again in a future video.